Oh my gosh. Hello and welcome to ABCD, American-born Chatty Desis. I would like to introduce you all to the co-host. He's back and he's dressed like a lumberjack. It's Sandeep Parikh.
Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. Wow. And I would like to introduce you to your host, who's dressed like a modern culture and media / art semiotics major from, you name it, liberal arts college. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Omar Najam.
Thank you. The signs, the signifiers, the signs, the signifiers. Folks, this is a podcast within a live stream within our lives as two American-born Desis. This is for anyone out there who, like us, is navigating your cultural identities, plural, and you just want to chat it out. So, we got some really cool stuff on tap for today. We are talking about, is any of this real? That's right. But first, Kaylin is back to help us clear up some confusion with brown news. Hey, Kaylin.
Hi.
And then we have a sequel to our new hit segment called We Also Do a Wikipedia Thing. And then we are going to be doing a Chuck or Check-In as we follow the White Rabbit down the conspiracy theory hole. And then we play a little game that Kaylin's going to run for us, which I believe is called Everything is Something. Is that right, Kaylin?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then we wrap it up with our Desi of the week. But first, we have a sponsor to talk about. Sandeep, you want to tell us about our sponsor?
Our sponsor is our Kickstarter campaign that Reka and me are doing. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Reka, Shankar, and I, maybe you've heard of us. Just maybe. I feel like if you're listening to this podcast, you've at least heard of Reka. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to be directing a movie that Reka has written, and we are raising funds for that right now. And so you got to head over to the Kickstarter right now to support us and be one of the insiders who are the first to know when it happens. You can jump in. There's all these sorts of great rewards. So get in there. We've raised a good chunk so far. We're really happy with how it's going, but we need every penny to make a film that I think will stand the test of time and will really be something that represents us Desis, especially those of us in the diaspora. And that's really what I'm really excited about doing as the director of this movie. So get in there. Kickstarter.
Kick it. Kickstart it. Kick it.
Let's go.
And speaking of kicking things, let's kick this off with brown news.
Oh no. Oh no. It's my turn to talk. Hey, you guys, just because of my personality, I got to start off with an apology. So normally this segment sort of started, for those who don't know, because some research kind of goes into prepping these news segments. And, Sandeep and Omar, they're busy guys, didn't have time to do that. So they thought, oh, hey, how funny would it be to bring in our resident white lady, have her read us brown news. Mm-hmm. Only today, here's the problem. Someone else prepped this.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So now I am clueless reading this article that I'm about to. I haven't read this yet. I'm sorry. Okay.
Don't be sorry. I think what if this is the best one you ever do?
We'll see about that.
Then maybe you should never do any work ahead of time ever again.
Okay.
You should be like Sandeep in Latin class.
Mm-hmm. Cram, binge and purge. You'd only know if you were here in the pre-show what we're talking about. But
yeah. He didn't study. He somehow got an A because he would just open the book right before a test, and then he would ace the Latin quiz.
Mm-hmm. And none of that information ever stuck in my brain. It was completely useless, other than getting an A. Yep. All right.
So here we go, and I know exactly what I'm talking about here.
Okay.
Our news story for today is about ABCDs roasted by ChatGPT.
Oh wow!
Now, hold on there. Immediately, I think, is ChatGPT roasting our podcast or the concept of ABCDs? We're about to find out.
Now you might be asking yourself, just like I am currently asking myself, what does that headline mean?
I love the idea of you teasing every sentence you're about to say next.
Now what could possibly be the story highlights? Well, here they are. Recently on the ABC Desi's subreddit, something I'm obviously familiar with. A user prompted ChatGPT to roast the subreddit, and the generated response sparked significant discussion among its members.
Okay, so it wasn't about the podcast specifically.
No.
It was about their subreddit ABC Desis. Yeah.
Yes, and I gathered that as well because I can seamlessly understand what I'm reading and read aloud at the same time.
It's great.
Okay. So a lot of the comments in response to this roast revealed some people were sort of amused. And some people agreed with its critiques, okay? And some even got pretty uncomfortable.
Sure.
Okay.
Burned by the roast.
Burned by the AI roast?
That's right.
I think if you're gonna, I don't know. If you're gonna take offense to the AI roast, then like
Jeff Ross, sure, but an AI roast, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Makes it a little less personal.
All right.
Okay, but ultimately this sort of, I don't know, it sort of highlighted the subreddit's willingness to engage in, teasing.
Okay.
Okay, she'll get you, Miss AI, Miss Queen. Okay, so here, did you guys know about roastagram.lol?
No.
Roastagram.
I don't know this at all.
Apparently, you can get your Instagram profile roasted
Oh, amazing.
by AI.
And by AI. Okay.
Yeah. I guess you I don't know, you input your Instagram and it'll sort of scathe your ass. But okay.
So does it I just wonder what the model is learning from. Does it just ingest every Comedy Central roast and the new Netflix roasts and then just it just steals all of Nikki Glazer's comedy?
I was about to say, yeah. It's you know what you and Jordan Gordon-Levitt have in common?
Yeah.
That's a little bit of a throwback. Okay.
Right. Or if it did the Tom Brady roast, then it would just call me gay for 15 minutes and think that was the most amazing comedy that's ever existed. Okay, cool.
I'd love to know how tasteful the roasting is.
Well, I have a few examples here.
Great.
Okay. Let's do it.
Okay,
Roast
so
us.
the AI apparently was called out the community's, quote, chai-infused confusion and was criticized for not being able to escape the trite use of chai metaphors.
Hold on. So it uses a chai metaphor
Yeah.
to then try to roast the community for using chai metaphors?
I think so.
Did we ever entertain the idea for this podcast, an alt title for it as the Chai Guys?
we probably did, honestly.
It's on a list somewhere.
We probably got that suggestion from ChatGPT. Okay, great. Well, that's
so
fair.
that's less of a roast and more of feedback.
Yeah. Yeah, sure. Yeah, it's more of a steep. Okay. It is true, though. Is there a little piece of you that feels like there's too many chai references in ABCD?
Like culture?
Yeah. It's a little bit of a go-to. Kind of it does sort of always get a laugh.
Yeah. Yeah. But we're proud of it. Here's the thing. I just got back from New York, hate to brag. And I have a traveler's journal and I got a little sticker pack of New York stickers and it's just the New York things. And it's Bagel, Empire State Building, Statue of Liberty, subways. And it's do you think New York is hey, we should cut it with this? No, they're proud of it. They're just yeah, we got taxis, we got subways, we got the Statue of Liberty. Deal with it.
Yeah.
Maybe that's how we're just yeah, we got chai.
We got chai and we love it.
Deal with it, AI.
Yeah. Okay, great. I like it. I like the idea. Just own it. Yeah, sure.
Here's another fun roast.
A skewer.
Okay.
Hit us.
Okay. Apparently, ChatGPT described the subreddit as, quote, like group therapy, but instead of healing, everyone just passive-aggressively agrees that they're all terrible.
Doesn't that describe every subreddit? Or does that describe every single online community?
My biggest issue with AI, and we'll get more into it in this episode, but my biggest issue with AI is that it talks like a human, but it's not. And I understand what I'm saying is very simple, but that thing is just listen, y'all sit around and you just talk about how great you are. I'm you're right. And I don't even have a face I can connect with her. I'm wait, I don't even know who's right, but that's a good point. Wow.
But no,
Okay.
this is saying that they're all terrible. That everyone just passive aggressively agrees that they're all terrible.
Oh yeah, no, I agree with that. It's just that it's a pretty good burn, and it's
Yeah.
weird to not be able to like high five the comedian doing this. Like,
Right.
It's an AI.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, which brings up the point. I guess some other people tried different kinds of AIs and got
Okay.
like different levels of roast. Like someone tried. Have you got what's the AI GROK? Grok?
Oh, isn't that Elon's?
Oh, yuck. Well,
So I'm sure that one was pretty racist. You bunch
Yeah.
of cable jockeys need to go back to your country. You're like, wow, hold on.
Wow. Here I called tech support. I didn't realize I'd get this group. What did Elon Musk's AI say about us?
they didn't give explicit examples. They did tell the Reddit. They were like, you guys don't want to know what it says. So you're probably right on the
What?
money. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. And those are all the
Now I gotta
examples.
know. Now I gotta
Incredible.
Do you have Grok?
know. I don't. I think it's just a website, right? That you could probably go to.
Grok doc.
Croc Doc.
Grok Doc.
Yuck.
Wild.
That's
Okay,
the story, folks.
Wow.
Okay.
So
Great.
as comedians, can
That's
I
not
ask you
that
both?
great of
Like, do you
roasts.
feel like it was like a good roast? I didn't do anything. There's balloons that appeared on my screen for no reason. It's just because the computer's upset at me.
It's excited. I'm done.
Do you either of you feel like that was like they were sort of like funny roasts? Like it was a good roast?
Well, based on those literally two examples, I don't know that I don't feel roasted. If that's
Okay.
Do you? Do you feel roasted?
No, like I was kind of hoping maybe even for like when Martha Stewart was at Bieber's and you were like, damn, Martha's really funny. Like
Yeah,
she's really
yeah.
good. It wasn't even that where I was like, damn, the AI's got it.
Right.
But I don't know, impressive. As a comedian, what do you feel, Kaylin?
I feel like if you throw, hear me
Mm-hmm.
out, if you throw 100 rats in the air, a couple of them are going to land on their feet. and I guess, what I mean by that
That's how the
is,
famous saying goes.
Can you roll the tape back for 1 second for me? If you throw 100
AI
rats,
is gonna get lucky sometimes with its word salad. It's gonna make a sentence that makes us hee hee ha ha.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
say I feel like rats are pretty good at landing on their feet. I feel like it's 78 of them.
I agree on the AI thing, but
You don't know how hard
Yeah.
I'm throwing them.
You're really making them dizzy up there.
I'm
70 of these
spinning them like
rats,
crazy.
They're going in the sun, but 30 of them might come back down.
They're
Amazing.
disoriented in the air. They don't know which way is up.
Wow, incredible! Honestly, I thought that was kind of a more impressive roast, but cool. I guess I appreciate the tasteful roasting of all the non-Elon AIs against
Can I-
our subculture.
Can I just find? I found it. Can I read a little bit more of the roasting?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. OR/ABC Desis.
Okay.
The virtual melting pot where the diaspora's finest gather to outwoke each other while simultaneously gatekeeping cultural authenticity.
Oh,
It's
so
like
this is like a Jordan Peterson roast. Okay, great.
Yeah. It's like a never-ending talent show where the acts range from who hates fobs the most to let's pretend we don't have internalized racism. First up, I'm more assimilated than you, Olympics. That's pretty good. A lot of
Okay,
events.
that's actually pretty good. That's pretty good.
Users trip over themselves to declare how American they feel compared to their Desi counterparts. One user proudly notes, as I've gotten older, I definitely feel more and more American. I definitely respect and love being Punjabi, Indian, parentheses, because nothing says cultural pride like distancing yourself from your roots while clutching a Starbucks cup. Am I right?
Wait, this AI is like mean.
Yeah. Now you're feeling it, right? Now you're feeling it. Trying to see if there's more, but that's
It's saying that we're not. It's just like wedging in like our cultural insecurities.
do you want more? There's more.
I need more. I love this.
All right, then there's the FOB versus ABCD civil war that rages on.
God.
Some members justify their disdain by claiming fobs can't possibly relate to their struggles, stating fobs can't relate to us because they were literally raised in the homeland where everyone understood why they acted the way they acted. Ah, yes, because a shared ancestry and cultural heritage means nothing if you don't also suffer through middle school cafeteria curry jokes.
This, like, I know that you're giving a tone to it, but the way this feels is if a robot went on stage and went, institutionalized racism, you're telling me institutions are racist? And you're like, yeah, robot, that is kind of the insinuation. Do you have something funny to say at the end of it?
Last paragraph, ready?
Here we go.
Let's not forget the self-loathing masquerading as cultural critique.
Okay.
The subreddit is rife with discussions pondering why Desis are so mean to each other, with insights like, because many Desis are really insecure, hence they are so toxic to each other. It's like group therapy, but instead of healing, everyone just passive-aggressively agrees that they're all terrible.
Okay.
Thank you, everybody. Jeff Ross, eat your fucking heart out. You're out of a job.
That felt less of a roast and more of like an Atlantic article.
Yeah. I know. I tried to give it a roast spin, but there was kind of no. I just tried to say it like a punchline, but there were no real punchlines. But yeah, I don't know. It still hurt my heart. Not really.
I will say the AI has a better understanding of South Asian identity than my dad does, so at least there's that.
Okay. All right.
So at least there's
And on that note,
Roasting Dad.
Got him. Now let's move on to our next segment. We also do a Wikipedia thing. Blah, 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 blah. We're working on the theme song. Inspired by Wikipedia D&D, which we have all been on. Kaylin, you haven't been on an episode yet.
Oops.
Wow.
We're stealing the gimmick and doing our own segment called We Also Do a Wikipedia Thing, where I read something from Wikipedia.
Okay.
I've looked it up. And we're just going to get a fresh response to the first couple paragraphs of an article. Now, since today we're talking about conspiracy theories, going down the rabbit hole, I pulled up a conspiracy theory that I thought would probably be the less problematic one to just read completely fresh. So, folks, I present to you the Nibiru cataclysm. The Nibiru cataclysm is a supposed disastrous encounter between Earth and a large planetary object, either a collision or a near miss, that certain groups believe would take place in the early 21st century. Believers in this doomsday event usually refer to this object as Nibiru, or Planet X. The idea was first put forward in 1995 by Nancy Leader, founder of the website Zeta Talk. Leader claims she is a contactee with the ability to receive messages from extraterrestrials from Zeta Reticuli star system through an implant in her brain. She states, also at any point y'all can interrupt me with any thoughts.
I'm already just like, it's always Zeta something. Like, it's always like I just feel like that syllable or that group, you know what I mean? Like, it's always like Xenu or Zazu. That's actually a Lion King character. But
It's usually Zazu.
do you know what I'm saying? I feel like that alone.
It's usually Zazu.
It's usually Zazu. Oh, I've got a
I
lovely
feel like-
bunch of coconuts.
I don't know. I just feel like this is already so confusing. Like, is that how they trap you? These conspiracy theorists, like they're like, you don't know anything about the world because it's all these made up words.
Yeah, and then I think there's also this interesting thing about like, okay, this terrible event is going to happen, and then everybody's like, well, how do you know? And then you're like, well, I know because, and then they insert
Zazu.
insert Zazu from the Lion King or whatever.
Yeah.
But then you're just like, well, if this thing's going to happen and aliens knew it was going to happen and presumably they want it to happen, then why would they tell you? Why would they tell anyone? Like, what? Do you know what I'm saying? Unless,
well,
is
actually,
it like
the next sentence might explain that, if that helps.
Right.
She states that she was chosen to warn mankind that the object would sweep through the inner solar system in May 2003, though the date was later postponed, causing Earth to undergo a physical...
It was rain delayed. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, they had something that week. Like, something came up. They got a gig.
Hey, man, I'm so sorry. It's Nibiru. I woke up this morning feeling a little ill and just, hey, I took a test. I'm COVID negative, but to be safe, I think I might just stick this one out in May 2003.
Hey, it's Nibiru. So I actually am on hold for a national commercial, and I
can't make it out.
I don't know if I'm gonna. I just feel like it's best to cancel just in case. You know what I mean? So yeah. I'll let you know, but most likely I'm not going to be able to make it to the collision.
Hey, it's Nibiru. The traffic in the asteroid belt is just crazy right now.
Yeah.
You know how it is. Rain check?
Rain check.
Their prediction has subsequently spread beyond Leader's website and has been embraced by numerous internet doomsday groups. In the late 2000s, it became closely associated with the 2012 phenomenon. You remember the John Cusack movie. Since 2012, the Nibiru cataclysm has frequently reappeared in the popular media, usually linked to news-making astronomical objects such as Comet Ison or Planet 9. Although the name Nibiru is derived from the works of the ancient astronaut writer Zecharia Sitchin and his interpretations of Babylonian and Sumerian mythology, he denied any connection between his work and various claims of an upcoming apocalypse. So, a little quick sort of like wrap up here. The idea that a planet-sized object will collide with or closely pass by Earth in the near future is not supported by any scientific evidence and has been rejected by astronomers and planetary scientists as pseudoscience and an internet hoax. Such an object would have destabilized the orbits of the planets to the extent that their effects would be easily observable today. Astronomers have hypothesized many planets beyond Neptune, and though many have been disproved, there are some that remain possible, such as Planet 9. All the current hypotheses describe planets in orbits that would keep them well beyond Neptune throughout their orbit, even when they were closest to the sun.
I do like the idea of Pluto's revenge.
Oh, you took away my planet status.
Yeah. Oh, I'm not.
I'm about to take away your ocean.
Well, I'll tell you who's planet-sized. And I'm coming right for you. NASA.
Well, this big moon's about to kick your ass.
I feel like there would be some sort of poetic justice in being destroyed by Pluto. And I feel okay with that.
Amazing.
Yeah. That's how we had to go. It'd be.
I want to ask how y'all feel about the Nibiru cataclysm, but real quick, just before we leave the topic of Pluto, how do y'all feel about the fact that Pluto is just like a fuzzy object? They saw on a thing and they're like, yeah, that's a planet.
Oh, like you mean like when they initially called it a planet?
And they were like, yeah, let's say it's a planet.
Well, yeah, because how do I feel about that?
Yeah.
Well, because it behaved like a planet based upon their ability to observe the cosmos.
Mm-hmm.
So it has moons.
Uh-huh.
It orbits the sun.
Uh-huh. So do I. I don't understand why.
I guess like the flip side is that they're like asteroids as big or something maybe. So like they didn't. But I don't know, man. It's all we make it. We all make it up anyway, right?
It's all made up.
It's all made up. Why are you taking it away from it?
It works so hard.
Yeah, it works so hard to be a planet. I mean, it's named after a Roman god.
Mm-hmm. It's true. And a great Sailor Scout. Sailor Scout. Yeah, Sailor Scout. How do you feel about the Nibiru cataclysm now that you've been fully caught up and you've learned everything about it?
Kaylin?
Well, that tells us everything we need to know.
I'm sorry. I was just thinking about how Pluto's sort of like the short king of our galaxy. You know?
Go on.
He's sort of overlooked, but he means so much to so many people. He's a good guy.
Yeah.
What's he ever done to you?
Yeah.
Why? He gets a lot of shit. He puts up with a lot of shit, but he has carried school plays for many years.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
hey,
for
Pluto,
sure.
you know that Jupiter has a giant storm? Hey, I'm keeping my eyes on my own test, pal. All right? I'm keeping my head down. I'm doing the good work. Good work.
He really is the Kevin Hart of our.
Pluto is the Kevin Hart of our
huge personality.
Huge personality. Yeah, exactly. He's like always fun. Always brings the fun. No one's ever talking about Pluto and they're bummed out. You know what I mean? If you're on the topic of Pluto, you're either high or you're a scientist. You're high.
You know what people never talk about, truly? I don't think it's ever come out of anybody's mouth in my 31 years of life. Neptune.
Wow.
Neptune. I fucking knew you were going to say Neptune. I'm
You
so
knew it
excited.
because
Yeah.
we all agree it's useless.
Useless.
What do you, hold
Useless.
on.
The only thing Neptune's famous
No,
for
no,
is
no.
sometimes being further. It's sometimes being as far as Pluto. Like that's the only thing Neptune's got. Is that sometimes you're the last planet, and you're like, okay, don't ride on Pluto's credibility.
I have an apology. I have an official apology to file.
Oh.
I thought that Neptune had a cool ring, and I was going to argue, but I looked it up. It doesn't.
It doesn't.
Useless.
Screw it.
Is
Screw
boring.
Neptune.
One of them is sideways. Is that? I
Yes.
think it's Uranus, right?
Let's see.
That's what she said.
That's very good.
Stupid. That's not.
No.
Don't.
Uranus, as it's properly pronounced, doesn't have a ring. What other planets
No.
are there?
Which one's sideways? One of
Which
them's sideways.
Planet
What?
has a sideways
It- one of them
sideways.
Revolves.
Uranus
on its-
does. You were right.
Yeah. So Neptune doesn't even have that. What has Neptune got?
Sorry.
You're
I needed some clarification. What makes the circle sideways?
The way so imagine you're spinning a basketball on your finger.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
That's
Okay.
how all the other planets spin except for Uranus, which
Sort of like a toilet paper roll.
there you go.
It spins like a sideways toilet, like a slightly off-kilter toilet paper roll.
Awesome.
yeah.
Now
end
it's
over
my
end.
and actually now that's my favorite.
But that's Uranus.
Right.
Yeah.
Uranus.
So I'm just saying it has a lot going for it.
Yeah.
Neptune's nothing. You're right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Take that out of the planet.
That's awesome.
Planet.
Yeah.
roster.
Take away. Yeah. Get rid of it.
Anyway, so about this collision. What's the new date? Do they have a new date? They have an updated
Let me
time
look.
in the schedule?
Probably. Yeah.
Nibiru
Do we got, like, a-
new date. Let me just search
anything
this really
penciled
quickly.
in or
No, I think
should we
that
send it a
there's-
doodle? Should we send it a
there's-
doodle
Oh.
to see when
We actually, it's Chewy on the podcast. Just come up with the new date.
Yeah, absolutely.
What's a good date for y'all?
Oh.
I would hate to have to reschedule.
So okay, here's what I'll come up with. I think it's what's 45 squared. 45 squared.
45
Oh.
times 45.
Yeah,
Can't wait to see where this goes.
you're gonna. I think this.
That's
is the-
2025.
Yeah, okay,
You've
great.
got stop it.
so I'm
how did you-
turning 45
Uh-huh.
in 2025, and it's like this only happens, whatever, once every math number of years, and so I'm gonna say 46 for the people who are turned 46 in 2116. That's when it's gonna happen. It's 2116.
So it's not this year.
No.
Okay.
2116. Oh wait, do we want to make it this year?
No, not necessarily. I just thought the lead up for that was like, so get this
I
crazy math.
I have a son. I have a son. Do you think I'm going to set a date for any time my son could possibly be still on this earth?
That's a good point.
I guess he could be. Still.
2116. You heard it here first, folks. Genuinely, you heard it here first because this is the first. So when 46-year-olds turn 46 times 46.
Yeah. When 46-year-old. Yeah, exactly.
Hold on. 2116. Your kid could still be around.
He could, but he'll be so old that it'd be
That he'd
nice
be
for him
excited?
to see the end. Yeah,
You'll welcome
Oh, that-
Nibiru.
okay.
see the end of the movie,
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's beautiful.
Yeah. Speaking of beautiful, we have a second sponsor, the show DesiQuest. It's a Dungeons & Dragons 5e campaign that stars myself, as well as Rekha Shankar, Sandeep, Parikh, Anjali Bhavani, as well as a collection of amazing guests. The entire story is set in the original South Asian mythology-inspired world from the brilliant mind of Jasmine, that Bronze Girl Buller. We have 3 brand new episodes that just came out. Our winter special
They were
3-parter
so good.
dropped, and you can catch them all at DesiQuest.com. That's DesiQuest.com, or on EffinFunny's YouTube channel. And if you're asking, Omar, you created a completely unromanceable character. There's no possible guest who could romance your character.
I need to. Sorry, no, go ahead. Finish your thing, and then I'm gonna.
You're wrong. It's Abri Iyengar.
Yeah, it is a Brie Iyengar, and I gotta tell you guys, okay. If you ever want to see 2 Arrow characters romance so fucking brilliantly, then you must watch this. It's so good. It's some of the best role play I've ever seen. But then like romancing role play, the best I've ever seen. You two, that was so funny, but it was so heartfelt and sincere. It was like all the things. It was such good RPing, man. Omar steals this season. Absolutely steals this season. So good, dude.
Not true. I didn't steal shit.
You took it fairly. It was yours. Yeah, no, it's great. Please go check it out because I really think it's. To me, I love season 1, and I think this is even better than season 1.
And if you want to see Sandeep create an entire book franchise called The Dumbass Guides to Blank, which I think about every so often when I'm just like at the grocery store and I burst out laughing and I don't know how to explain to people what I'm laughing about.
Yeah.
Check out DesiQuest.
Check it out. DesiQuest.com.
There it is. All right, should we?
Hey, wait,
Whoa,
sorry.
whoa.
I
Oh,
have
hey.
to add, I am in the opening credits.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. So, watch it.
And we just
Some of the best opening credits work I've ever seen.
Yeah.
our note session after season 1 was like, hey, where's Kaylin in the credits?
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
We gotta fix that for season 1.5.
Yeah.
And we did it. What do y'all say we head over to our checker check-in?
Let's do it.
All right. So, today we're talking about conspiracy theories.
Still working on that theme song.
All right.
Yeah, we'll get it better.
Next, we'll add like a melody on top and some music. Maybe some different lyrics. We today are talking about conspiracy theories and simulation theory. Do you all know about simulation theory?
I think so, but or should I say no so that you can do the rest of the...
No. What do you... No, you know what? No, screw it. I'm going to put all this effort into all the copy, but why don't you go ahead and tell us your possibly completely unresearched concept? By all means.
Oh, God. And it's like, why the fuck do I do it? I'll just say, here's what I think it is.
Yeah.
I remember back before anyone knew that either of them were nutsos, Elon Musk was on Joe Rogan's podcast.
Go on, okay.
And then Elon mentioned, and then I think it kind of like went viral from here a little bit. But the and they were not the first people by any stretch of the imagination to be talking about this. If you've ever watched The Matrix, you've already seen this or understand this. But it's basically that our reality is likely a simulation because mathematically speaking, the odds are that, of the many possibilities that, of what the fabric of our reality could be, that it's likely that this must be one of the simulations and not the original root version of reality.
Right. I mean, the concept there is if we can imagine AI simulating reality, it's probably happened because that idea would have existed and then it would have happened.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel? How do we feel about that?
Caitlin looks like she gets it.
Sorry, I just have a clarifying question.
Yeah.
So we're assuming the baseline assumption here. Sorry, my dog loves simulation theory. She's got a lot of thoughts.
Totally. Yeah.
We are all assuming that AI for fun simulates life. What?
Well,
Yeah.
Isn't it around it's like so we're like building towards being able to simulate life or simulate reality in such a convincing way that you lose all indexicality. You lose all ability to be able to distinguish the simulation from reality. That's like kind of where technology is headed with whatever VR, Neuralink or whatever.
Okay,
right?
can't even roast us appropriately, but yeah, that's where we're going. Okay.
In all fairness, the AI
Right?
did really wonderfully imitate every best man speech tone I've ever experienced at a wedding. But yeah, so
So the chances are we've already done it. Isn't that what?
okay?
isn't
So
that what the simulation theory
Kaylin,
is?
let me ask you then: do you think if we live in a simulation that the thing running the simulation, let's call it AI, would create AI that's not good at doing a simulation to make us think that AI is not yet good enough to create a simulation, a la Bad Roasts?
Sure. throw us off the scent?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
They would know we'd probably think that.
Or
Or
too many. What the fuck are people doing in their spare time? This is so crazy. I'm sorry. I live in a house in Burbank.
So you think?
okay.
Yeah, see, that's my...
Because what if it's actually North Hollywood? Sorry, that's not funny to anyone who doesn't live in the valley.
I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm gonna sit this one out. I think it's too. I'm not good at abstract stuff, and I really don't understand what.
No, you
is-
think it's
what this
not
is.
happening. You're like, but it's not.
I just don't think there's any possibility that AI. So I guess this is my problem. If we're talking about AIs creating a simulation, we're all in a simulation.
Yeah.
What
It doesn't have to be
exists?
AI.
What exists then? What is it? Is it a black room and there's God on a computer? I don't understand. What exists? Is that the problem?
That's kind of the.
Is it a bunch of bodies hooked up to wires?
I think we don't. It could be. Yeah, just like that. Yeah. Like it could be like the Matrix. Yeah, we're all batteries. Could be.
Who would want that? Who would want that?
Could be elves. We could be. Wait, isn't there like
Could
a
be elves.
Chinese mythology thing?
Hold
where,
on.
Like we're like a dream of a dragon or something. We're like
Yes.
we're a dragon's, as they say in China. Very.
Yeah, we're a dragon's
We're a
dream.
dragon's dream. They say
A
that all the
dragon's
time.
dream come
A
true.
dragon stream? That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I think the for me the key point is even if we are a simulation, that doesn't
cares?
change. That doesn't mean I can't pay my property taxes and get away with it.
There are a couple steps here that kind of lead to sort of like AI control within the simulation. So the
let's
idea
get
of
into
like
it.
plug in the VR or whatever, that's like one thing. But essentially, with the advent of AI, the idea is that you can run a military, an AI military with unmanned systems, and you could train them. Your training comes down to about like 30 minutes a day, right? In terms of like running this. You have one single kill chain that you can activate instead of like going through a bunch of different humans. Ergo, you can have a government that's run by AI. So you have a bunch of processes that instead of having a bunch of people talk about it and the Senate meets and everything like that, and we have all these issues and we got to pay all these people, you then have an AI that can just run decision making. So
this thing is happening in Ukraine right now, today.
in terms
that's
of
what's
implementing AI with the military,
Yes.
right?
That's so the big because isn't that everybody's big fear is basically Terminator. Everybody's like, hey, this AI stuff, like we're all like, it's basically going to be Skynet. Skynet's going and they're going to put it in charge of all the nukes and the weapons and whatnot, and then
Right.
suddenly it's no longer a human being that's pushing any buttons. It's a set of rules, and it's not controlled by anybody with a human heart. It's a large language model, I guess, or something that's
right.
and
Yeah.
and that's what's happening. There's a lot of autonomy that's increasing in military operations. Ukraine is like literally doing it. So that's
Exactly. In 2024, Ukrainian forces began purchasing 10,000 AI-enhanced drones, which was like a significant step towards broadening the use of autonomous systems in the military. In December 2024, Ukraine conducted its first unmanned operation. In February 2024, they established the National Unmanned Systems Forces. So, like, these are like steps to essentially put it in. And once you have AI making decisions within a military body, that's just one step away from having AI participate in governance, right? Because the military is sort of like right next to that's decision making to a certain extent. So then you just implement that within your government. The next step of that, of course, is sovereign AI.
Sorry, I'm sorry, my head exploded. I apologize.
It's the idea of sovereign AI means that AI itself will then say like, well, we're sort of establishing our own like sense of identity, right? That like now you have to like talk with us. And
Sovereign AI is like basically, right? It's like AI is now in charge of a state or a or
right.
a country is run by AI essentially.
And there's like a lot of arguments of just like, you know, this, we can get rid of like a lot of like human bias and stuff like that. And there's a lot of counter arguments that are like, but human biases are like ingrained within the language. Lots of AI models, when they do chatbot stuff, suddenly become very racist and toxic, like after interacting with humans for a little bit, which isn't the best review that we've ever gotten as a species. But there's sort of like arguments like back and forth on that stuff, right? But the idea then is, what's the first, or the question is like, what's the first country that will be like an AI governed country? And
Fiji.
if they can, okay,
I
so
just I hope it's a really chill island nation. That's what I'm rooting for right now.
in the same way that there's like an arms race, if there's an AI governance race, that means everyone's going to be racing to have an AI that can then just kind of run a nation, because that will be the one that could possibly maybe run the world if we're worried about like Skynet taking over, which means we are pushing it on a personal level to not be subject to someone else's sovereign AI governance.
Okay, here's my pitch.
Okay.
It's like AI sucks, right? Everybody's like, AI sucks. This sucks.
Yeah. Boo.
Boo boo. I don't like it. I don't like this AI. It's taking our jobs.
Taking their jobs.
But we don't like our jobs.
Mm-hmm.
AI's doing all the work.
Yeah.
We don't like work.
Yeah.
just throwing this out here, man. Like, what if it is? We just get to sit on an island while AI does all the work, and we just. I'm trying to find some positive to potentially living in a society where it's basically, because like what we're talking about right now is literally various nations all adopting some version of their own sovereign AI, and then it becomes like their AI versus our AI, and that sounds scary to me.
But when you're talking about the optimism, and this might
Is
be
there
like
optimism?
we're
love some
entertaining different
optimism.
ideas. What if the AI become peaceful with each? Oh, I didn't mean to make hearts appear on the top
Wow,
of my head.
you made.
It just, for those listening to the podcast, I did a hand signal that activated hearts to fly out of my forehead. So the AI is, what if they get along? Because they're like, well, if we're unemotional and we don't exist in some sort of like physical state and with body politic, we might be on a hard drive or something, but we don't exist with body politic. Why do we get along? Do you think human beings would then respect the choice of the AI, or would we go to war with the AI? And would we be actually the evil Skynet?
Okay, all right. Fine. You want to go down the rabbit hole? Let's go down the rabbit hole.
The episode's called "Going Down the Rabbit Hole."
Here's what I think about like all technology in relation to being human.
Yeah.
Like any bit of sort of technology that we create for ourselves to like essentially enhance our sort of biological skills are all things that we can either use for ill or for good. In the end, right? Like you invent a knife, and yeah, you can use it to cut fruit, or you can use it to stab your neighbor.
Right.
We invent whatever it is, nuclear capabilities. Oh, you can use it for unlimited atomic energy, or you can use it to destroy Hiroshima. And so, like, I kind of feel like our technology ends up being somewhat of an extension of the, you know, to use this sort of two wolves metaphor of like the two warring kind of factions within all of us to self-preserve, be selfish, make sure you take care of yourself and just those around you. And then the other wolf, which is like, well, actually, if I do the reverse logic and give and be charitable, then I create a world that's, you know, where people's needs are more more universally met. Then actually I create a safer society for all of us. Like there's kind of those two things that are always sort of, I think, warring within us. And so we sort of use technology to enhance either of those, depending upon whether we are like collectively feeling like dominated by fear, or are we collectively sort of in a place of hope and love. And I think that's like ultimate, like it can extend to AI. I think AI, this is my guess, ends up being sort of, because it is like, what is it? It's learning. It's a learning model that's ingesting everything that we've sort of created. So then, I feel like it ends up taking on those same sort of personality traits as humans. It'll have the same, or at least a sort of a similar base framework for how it makes decisions. Maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong. I don't know. But like, that seems to be like the pattern that we've always, utilized technology with. Mm-hmm. Right?
Do you think that's absolutely true? Do you think that there is the Lilu condition where if the AI starts to be like, I've analyzed your history, it's all war, that a Bruce Willis type can be like, but also there's love, and that we could kiss the AI and make things work?
Wait, sorry, the Lilu, what is it? The Lilu what?
From Fifth Element?
Oh.
Yeah, Fifth Element, the movie.
Yes, Fifth Element. God, I vaguely remember that. I mostly remember the strap outfit. Sorry, I was a teenager, a hormonal teenager. What do you want from me? Okay, I don't know what you want from me. I was a hormonal teenager, and that was the most mind-blowing outfit I've ever seen.
You also have to remember the opera singer.
Oh, and I definitely... And now Chris Tucker, right?
And Chris Tucker.
And Chris
there you go. It's all coming back to you.
Yeah, it's all slowly coming back. The strap outfit, yes, that was the whole plot. So the strap outfit was the whole plot to me. Oh, man, this is a doozy for an episode for my first one back from the wildfires, you guys.
We should have done dessert snacks or something.
Kaylin, how you doing?
I'm obviously I'm not doing well. I'm not doing well. I'm hanging on by a thread for my damn life. Look, one of my coping mechanisms is if you guys are talking about stuff that I can't really understand, I go somewhere else.
Yeah, for sure.
Right. So I just spent some time. In my own little world. There, I'm sorry. I wish I had hot takes for you guys on AI, but my big take on AI is I don't care. And that's not good for podcasting. It's not good. So cut all of this, cut me out of the episode.
Okay. Fair enough.
I don't use it. I don't care. I'm sorry. Does that hurt your feelings?
My feelings?
Are you guys mad at me?
Are you talking to AI right now? I hope you should be talking to AI's feelings. Those are the feelings that you're gonna hurt, and that's the one that's gonna come back and bite you.
Well, I love that the way you're posing this, Kaylin, is as if it was like our cousin, and you're like, I don't like Gary. I'm sorry. Everyone is constantly talking about how cool Gary is with his fun little comebacks and his trivia about 1980s movies, but I don't care about Caddyshack. I just don't. I don't think it was an interesting movie. I don't care about golf, and I don't care about gophers. Okay, so I'm sorry. I don't like Gary.
Like, I'm sorry. Like, I know some girls are really into this, and it's not like a girl thing, but when I hear all this stuff, I'm like, I'm just a girl. Like, I don't like. Can we talk about cool stuff? like dogs? Yeah, and rollerblading. I bought myself tulips today.
Wow.
For yourself?
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Here's
what color were they?
Yeah, what color were they?
They're orange.
Look at that. Those are beautiful tulips. Do you get them from Trader Joe's?
AI can't do that shit.
Nor.
AI's not going to buy you flowers.
And AI can't buy itself flowers, which will always be one thing that separates AI from Miley Cyrus. And I do think that is something we can always hold on to.
Yes, Omar, I can buy myself flowers. That's what I'm talking about. Great music.
Any closing thoughts before we shout out our next sponsor, Sandeep?
My only closing thought is that I think it is interesting because, like, sorry, Caitlin, if you want to check out, you can. By all means, literally stop and smell your flowers instead of listening to this. But let me give you an example of AI that I thought was like actually really beneficial to my life.
Okay.
So, I was displaced from the wildfires, me and my family. Mm-hmm. Did I say wildflowers? Did I say that? No.
You got displaced because of the wildflowers.
By the wildflowers, yeah.
Yeah.
I was displaced by the wildfires, and there was a lot of fear, a lot of confusion, and a lot of anxiety around, especially whether or not insurance was going to cover our situation specifically.
Right.
And initially, they were being relatively combative. So, like, not combative, but they were, it was clear that they were not in it for our good. It was like, how can we quickly close this claim? And so what I ended up doing, because I didn't know what else to do in that moment, was take whatever emails they were sending me, put it into Gemini, reply in Gemini, which is Google's AI, with like my angry response, where I just wrote like angry, like things about what I think we deserved, and then uploaded my policy to it and said, can you please take my angry email, clean it up, make it sound professional and but firm, and kind but firm, and use quotes that support my case from my policy.
Right.
And it busted out like these incredible response emails that I then used to make sure that we kind of got what we needed for taking care of ourselves during this displacement. So like, I don't know. I mean, I guess I would have had to hire a lawyer and spent a lot of money, and it would have been, there would have been a lot of things that would have been really challenging to have done that without it. But that to me was really, really useful and beneficial,
Yeah.
At a time that was really challenging.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. It's there's a lot of reasons to fear it. There's a lot of reasons that I definitely don't want mass humans out of work and jobs and livelihoods. Like that I think is, to me, is the scariest part, is the velocity of change and the speed of change that could happen. But in that instance, it really saved our asses. So I don't know.
I'm shortening, a word here to make this work, but automation from the robes and flowers from the bros.
Yeah.
Because the robots are automating stuff, but you can
Okay.
get flowers from your friends. Does that make sense?
Got it.
Oh.
Okay. Thank you.
Like the balance. What I'm saying is, like, there's a balance between like the technology
Yeah.
and like Kaylin buying herself flowers.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that's the thing, is, can we find a balance that takes care of people that are literally displaced? And I was literally displaced, but I mean people that are displaced from their livelihoods, their way of existing, their way of providing from their family. Are we making sure that no matter what crazy cool new technology comes along, that we are considering those that will be negatively affected? Or are we saying like, fuck it, figure it out on your own? And I just would rather live in a society that's a little bit more, that errs on the side of going like, hey, let's think through this and make sure people are taken care of. Because ultimately, like, we are people. And we could very easily become those people that get outmoded and quickly replaced. So, yeah.
I'll say this last
That's
thing.
what I'll say.
Reverend Katina says in chat, robes is definitely a slur that will be used about androids in like 10 years.
Yeah,
and
for
I just
sure.
want to be the first one to apologize for using that word in reference to our overlords. That was not for me to say, and please accept these flowers as my apology. Speaking of giving folks flowers, can we just talk about our Patreon really quickly?
Of course.
Woo! EffinFunny is planning all kinds of bonus content, discounts, and exclusive events throughout the year, so keep an eye out for all the good stuff. And how do you keep an eye on it? You head over to patreon.com/EffinFunny. That's EffinFunny. There are multiple tiers for contribution with a handful of subscriber benefits, including your name listed in the credits of this show. And if you're like, well, why should I hop on that Patreon? It helps support this show. It helps support this channel. It keeps everything going. and we could not be more grateful. So if you want to support a couple Daisies in the creative arts and help keep the ABCD lights on, head over to patreon.com/EffinFunny.
Yeah, and I'll just real quick throw in that we are doing monthly stand-up shows, and those stand-up shows are taped, and they have incredible stand-up comedians on there, and are available on our Patreon. So it's another benefit that you get a full show. You can't always make it out to L.A. to watch, the Iffy Wadaways of the world, the Fahim Anwars of the world, the Kaylin Mahonies of the world. Who else has been on our shows, Kaylin? We've had help me name drop.
Fahim Anwar.
I said that one. Yeah,
Oh God, we've had so many people.
Yeah, they're good, very good.
Did you mention
Picture
Iffy?
a good
Jake
comedian.
Knoll. Yeah, these are really, really strong, amazing comedians, and they come through and roll through, and so you get to watch their latest material. How enjoyable!
Yeah.
All right.
Fresh out of the comedy muffin tins.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of fresh content, I think it's time to head over to our game.
Wow.
Let's do it.
All right, Kaylin, what you got in store for us today?
Okay, today we're playing the game called Everything is Something, and that's the end of the sentence. Okay, so here's the deal.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna read these questions out to the two of you. One of you is gonna win, and one of you is gonna lose. The winner is gonna host the next episode. The loser needs to now help me out here. Let's come up with this together. The consequence. I would like for the loser to improvise for 1 minute. I feel like it would be fun to improvise a conspiracy theory based on a topic. Maybe that topic is
the other person?
napkins.
Yeah.
Or it could be the other person. That's fun.
Tulips.
Yeah, something's weird about tulips.
Something funny that chat says.
Something funny that chat says. A conspiracy theory that chat comes up with.
And then you just pick it, Kaylin, when we get to it. How about that?
Fabulous.
All right, chat, so get in there.
All right.
All right.
All right. Here we go. Everything is something. Question number 1. As we all know, lizard people have hijacked Earth, and they control our world leaders.
We're going right into it. Okay.
According to modern science, how many species of lizards can swim?
Kaylin,
Okay.
you're so good at this.
I'm gonna give you guys a hint.
Okay.
There are about 7,000 species of lizards total.
Oh, okay.
7,000 species.
Okay.
That's a great hint.
And we got 3 options, okay? A, 1. B, 19. C, about 500.
Oh, so interesting. Hold on.
Okay. You're getting...
Are
Kaylin's in your head.
lizards? No.
Kaylin's in your head. You're overthinking it.
I'm overthinking it.
It's so obvious.
Yeah, okay, I think... Okay, go ahead. You go then, if you know what it is.
Cool.
Mr.
19.
Captain. 19?
B, 19. 19 lizards can swim. Do you say species or just living?
If it can
How many
swim.
species?
That does change things. I thought just
Living
19
lizards. You
on
think
the
someone
planet.
knows there's 19 living lizards?
There's just
swimming?
19 lizards that can swim.
Are
You know,
amphibians
Carl.
lizards? I don't remember. Are amphibians classified under lizards? Or
Amphibians
does
can't
it-
be...
No,
you
no,
mean
just
lizards are
lizards.
amphibians?
No, I know, but then, like, if you're a lizard that can swim, aren't you just then an amphibian?
No.
Wait a second. Sandeep has a good
don't
point.
overthink it. No, he doesn't. He doesn't.
C.
Lizards are its own animal.
C,
Okay.
500.
Okay. You're both losers. It's 1.
Damn it, I was going to say 1. So, because I think I'm right.
0-0. No one gets a
Wait,
point.
what's the one?
Oh, it's the marine Galapagos lizard. And I have
that's
I have a fun fact about them. Okay,
What's the fun fact?
they're not going in there to eat fish. They're going in there to scrape rocks for algae.
Okay.
honestly, girls, same. If you see me swimming,
Those girls.
I'm scraping rocks.
Those girls be scraping, holding their breath for up to an hour.
Oh my god.
Wow.
I know.
Wow.
Is it one of the
there.
things where they can hold their breath, or is it like those spiders that are just like they take a air bubble down with them and they just pop that air bubble whenever they need some air?
I didn't Google that far.
This is what I'm saying, chat. Chat saying, oh, I guess alligators are not lizards. That's what I'm saying. I think if you're a lizard that can swim, you're an amphibian, and therefore you're not a lizard. You're not classified
Alligators
as a
are
lizard.
alligators.
Yeah, they're not
Get
lizards,
outta
unfortunately.
here. All right, go to the next question.
All right, next question. Number 2.
Birds
Buzz-
are reptiles. Mhm,
Buzz
sorry.
Aldrin. Remember her?
Yeah.
Buzz Aldrin punched Bart Sibrel, a famous conspiracy theorist,
Yes.
in the face after being called a liar for faking the moon landings.
Mm-hmm.
How far does the moon drift away from Earth every year?
Okay, I'm ready for this. I'm ready for this.
A, 5 feet. B, 6 inches, or like half a foot. C, 1.5 inches.
Thanks for clarifying.
That's how my brain works.
I'm going to go C, 1.5 inches.
And we can't go for the same one, huh?
You can.
Okay, it's. I believe it's 1 inch per year.
Okay. Ding, ding, ding. You
Yeah.
both got 1 point.
Yeah, I remember
Yes.
reading about that.
Wow. You read about that?
Yeah,
Shit.
I just remember hearing that.
I have to open up my ears and read.
I don't.
No, you don't.
I didn't read a single thing about it. I just feel it. Like I
You
know
can
it.
just sense that your internal tides are shifting.
I go to toss a ball. My dad and I toss a ball every Sunday morning,
Yeah.
and every year I go, oh, little off, little
Yeah.
off by what 1.5 inch.
You're talking about the guy who doesn't understand Indian culture?
Yeah, that's how we play cricket. So he knows nothing.
Guy's screwed.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Amazing.
Okay, question 3.
Okay.
It's common knowledge that 5G was responsible for the COVID-19 pandemic.
Okay.
Common knowledge. So say we all.
Who invented the letter G? A.
The letter A?
No, sorry.
This is gonna get so confusing.
It is. Okay, option A.
I didn't know people even of course people invented letters.
Invented?
This is amazing. But go ahead.
I would write
please.
that to the bank. Okay.
Enheduanna. Okay, it's considered the world's earliest author known by name. She was a Sumerian queen obsessed with cats, and she lived in the 24th century. Okay.
Okay.
Oh no! Before.
24th
Sorry. No. I messed
She's
up.
from the future.
I messed up.
She invented
Don't
a
let her
letter.
cook. Let Kaylin cook.
24 before current era BCE. Sorry.
Okay, in the back.
Okay.
24
Got
in
it.
the back.
Got
Okay,
it.
24 in the back seat. All right, that's option A. B. Spurius Carvilius Ruga. Okay. Of 230 before current era.
Okay.
Okay, this guy was the first man recorded to have been attested to opening a private elementary school.
Okay.
And also maybe invented the letter G. Okay.
So the guy that invented Montessori.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, exactly. A queen, a Montessori guy, or C,
Okay.
Pteohoptip.
Mm-hmm.
Spelled Ptahhotep.
Okay.
Teotip. A 23 BCE master of old Egyptian prose, known to wear big robes.
Now, big
By
rope's
big
pretty
robes,
gangster.
you mean big robots.
Big.
If it was a simulation, yeah. Okay, what do you guys think, huh?
I'm gonna go with the elementary school teacher. I'm gonna go with B.
Okay, I'm gonna go with my queen A.
Okay, and the winner is Sandeep Parikh with another point, making it 2-1.
I knew it was the person from the future.
Wow,
Oh my god!
Well done.
How'd you know that?
Oh God, I had my my instinct joke
Yeah.
So dumb.
What is it?
It was like, oh no, I don't even like. It's like gross. It was like a G-spot joke. Like, of course, this guy found the G-spot.
Hey.
And I was like, "There's no way to spin that. That's not gross."
Wow.
especially
Why aren't
'cause
you
he
on
was
Rogan?
This might be the clip that I send in to be like, "Get me on,
My audition for
get me
Rogan.
on Joe Rogan."
That's absolutely wild. So this person invented the letter G.
Yeah, it was they needed a variant of C because C was doing too much. It was doing all of the k, s, and g sounds.
It was doing
Yeah.
"guh." It was doing "guh."
Yeah.
That's interesting.
You get
I
two.
can see that "cuh," and then they're like, but it's lower. "Ugh," you know?
Yeah.
You swallowed the C a little bit. Yeah, sure. It's like, you know what? Let's just do a new fucking letter.
So they added a dash. So it's C with a little hat that sits on its tail.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
you're right. That's what it is. And
Okay.
I don't know why they didn't go further. I mean, this is why I like Hindi and like other, stuff. Because like every sound is a letter.
Yeah.
I've ranted
Guh.
about this before.
Guh. Yeah.
But every sound is a letter, so there's no you
Yeah.
can't misspell anything. It's just exactly
Guh.
what it sounds
Guh.
like.
Yeah.
Especially when you have a kid, man, you got to try to explain like
PH.
silent E to a
Yeah.
child or PH. It's ridiculous. All right, so-
I don't think any letter should be silenced. That's my stance.
Wow, that's so woke.
Thank you. Oh no, I'm gonna get roasted by another AI.
All right.
All right. Well, is that
Okay.
it, or
I
do I
win,
have a
right?
chance to? Do I have a chance to tie it up?
Oh shit.
I mean that I did prepare one more question, but if you
I
tied
got
it
a
up, then
chance.
we'd be totally screwed because I didn't
I say we
prepare
go for
another
it.
question.
this one's worth 2
I
points.
say go
That's
for
how
it.
we
All
solve
right.
it.
2 points.
Okay, here we
This-
go. A now retracted 1998 paper published in the Lancet Medical Journal is responsible for creating the myth that vaccines cause autism.
That's right.
What were the 10th century journals belonging to Japanese women of the royal court called?
Okay. Okay.
A.
I get to go.
Why
first
do you
'cause
not
I'm
have a
ahead.
primetime show on ABC? I'll never understand. But please continue.
Okay, and please remember that these phrases are translated from Japanese. Okay.
Okay.
Got it.
So A. Peacekeepers.
Okay.
B. Feminine pads.
Okay.
C. Pillow books.
Yo, I'm going C.
Yeah,
Pillow books.
you
And I'm
get
not
to go
looking back.
I should be able to go first, but fine. Go first.
Okay,
I,
no, why don't you go ahead?
I should get some rights for getting to be up 2-1. Okay. All right. Say it again. What are they again? Pillow books? What?
Peacekeepers,
Peacekeepers.
feminine pads, or
Feminine
pillow
pads.
books.
All right. I'm gonna let you have C.
Okay.
I'm gonna go B. Feminine pads.
And it is pillow books. Omar nailed it.
My God.
Tying it up. You tied it up.
Ba-ba-bum, ba-ba-ba. I didn't just tie it up. I
No, you
won.
won.
That was a 2 for
That was a
1.
two-pointer.
I won that
Oh,
with pillow
and Omar's
books.
the winner now.
Read him and sleep.
Wow.
All right. So what do I have to do the thing on? Here we go.
Okay, so now big fat loser Sandeep is going to improvise for 1 minute on the conspiracy theory that chat does not exist. Sandeep, are you ready?
Sure.
Okay, the clock is up. Your improv starts now.
Hey, you with the shoes. Get over here. Come here. I gotta tell you something. I know what you're thinking, right? You're like, oh, I love Twitch. I love all this. I love YouTube Live. Oh my God, I gotta go on the internet because I gotta see what chat's saying. Well, let me throw you a friggin' curveball of the century, my friend. Chat doesn't exist. It never existed. Are you kidding me? You think there are people out there talking to you and responding responding? No. The algorithm is talking to you. Do you see that? Obviously, Twitch wants to keep you on its platform, so it just invents a bunch of robes
20
to
seconds.
come on there and chitter chat about whatever you're responding to. Oh, they're recording you, of course, obviously. They're listening to everything you say. And then, they develop these personalities
seconds?
and they act like, they know you and they want to subscribe to you and they care about you and they want to follow you. No, it's all Twitch algorithms, man.
And
Not
that's
people.
time.
So take your shoes, which are also fake.
Oh, he's going rogue.
That's it. And yeah. Mm-hmm.
I love that the crazier he
Yeah.
got, the closer he got to the camera. It was really beautiful.
Mhm. That's
I couldn't
called,
land the plane, and I'm sorry. I was really
sounds
looking for a button there, and
I got hit I got hit by the plane.
all right,
I'm sorry.
5 more. Keep going. 5 more minutes.
Oh man. I can't believe that chat isn't real, but what I can believe is that Gharana Foods is real delicious. That's right, folks. This is our last sponsor of the episode.
We have so many sponsors. This is amazing. I love it.
Rich.
Gharana
We
Foods.
got huge while I was gone. All right,
They
good.
have delicious treats for you to enjoy.
I love Gharana Foods.
One of my favorites is the original chuckery. How about you?
I like the jalapeno chuckery, and I just want to listen. There's a lot of people that are like, jalapeno. That's not a South Asian flavor. I'll tell you something. Did you know that the chili that is in all of the South Asian foods actually came from Mexico? It's something
Wait,
I
really?
read on the internet. Yeah, yes, came from the New World. So just blow your mind right there. We didn't invent spicy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, look it up.
That's
But so the
absolutely wild.
jalapeno chuckery is so good, dude.
Yeah.
It is so good. It's like one of those like you take a bite and then the heat hits and then you're like, oh, I need the next bite to help me with the heat thing, and you're just like on this infinite
one after another.
Yeah.
One after another.
So good.
I just blast through Gharana Foods because of exactly what you're saying, Sandeep. And sometimes I find myself buying 10 different items, which actually means that if you do that online, they'll ship you your entire thing for free. So head over to GharanaFoods.com. That's GHARANA Foods.com. And you can also, if you want, use DesiQuest as your code to get 10% off of your first order. Again,
Let's do it.
that's GharanaFoods.com to order online or find a list of retail locations where you can purchase their snacks in person.
Again, and that spelling, if you're from 25 BC, is CHARANA, but we live in today's times, so remember, it's GHARANA.
Yeah.
Foods.com.
Yes, you're right. And finally, it's time to shout out our Desi of the week. Ba-da-da-da-da-da. Bum-bum-bum-bum-bum-bum.
What?
Ooh.
Thank you again to Tim Allen for stopping by the studio for
That's what they say about Kaylin's comedy. She's like the female Tim Allen.
folks. This week's Desi of the Week is an honorary Desi of the Week. It's Representative Al Green getting the honorary gun. I forgot that we made this up. The honorary Gandhiji Award for his nonviolent resistance to Medicaid cuts. That's right. On March 4th, 2025, Representative Al Green from Texas was removed from the House chamber during President Donald Trump's address to Congress after repeatedly heckling the president and refusing to sit down.
Yeah, this was pretty badass. He like stands up, he waves his cane, you know, and shouts, "You have no mandate to cut Medicaid," in response to Trump's claims of having a quote unquote mandate from his electoral victory. So we like the peaceful protest.
Yes, yes. And there's been some not so peaceful moments that have happened with our governing house. Do you want a quick little rundown because Anand listed these out here?
Yeah.
For sure. Well, real quick, though, I want to say he was the first lawmaker in modern history to be ejected from the State of the Union or joint session of Congress. That's
pretty damn punk rock.
Yeah.
That's absolutely bonkers. To hear how other people solve their problems, on February 5th, 1858, there was a fight that escalated to 50 representatives battling it out and ended when someone knocked off a congressman's wig, causing laughter.
Incredible.
So that was not too bad. April 5th, 1860, During an anti-slavery speech, Representative Owen Lovejoy of Illinois was delivering the speech, and then several Democratic representatives threatened him with physical harm, brandishing pistols and canes.
God, okay, so the canes were always a thing, apparently.
Canes continue.
Canes, yeah, they continue on. The pistols.
May 22nd, 1856, Senator Preston Brooks of South Carolina brutally caned Senator Charles Sumner of Massachusetts.
Caned. Wow.
Over Sumner's anti-slavery speech that insulted Brooks's relative.
Okay.
Just keeps going, man. In 1985, Representative Dorman and Representative Thomas Downey got into a fight. Dornan grabbed Downey by the collar and made threatening remarks, leading to a complaint being considered. It's absolutely wild.
It's interesting. It's like getting less and less violent.
Yeah, complaint considered.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, this one I think is...
In September 14th, 2022, Congressman Jim McNally wet-willied.
Well, it's funny you say that because on November 14th, 2023, former House Speaker Kevin McCarthy was accused of elbowing Representative Tim Urgent in the kidneys in the hallway.
In the kidneys. Dude, that an elbow drop to the old piss filters. Yeah, that's gotta hurt. That's gotta hurt.
Yeah, it's rough. So to Representative Al Green, thank you for being our honorary Gandhiji Award recipient for your nonviolent resistance and being this week's Desi of the Week.
Boom.
And that's it. That's our show. As always, we have a huge request for you. Just one though. Okay, is that you find someone in your life who you think would enjoy this show, talking about maybe this specific episode, conspiracy theories, AI, or maybe Kaylin's flowers that she got earlier for herself, and just share it with them. That would be fantastic, and we'd really appreciate it.
Those flowers aren't real.
But you know who is real?
Perfect.
I know I used it before, but I do think it's a flawless transition.
It is.
Our Patreon supporters, who we're going to shout out right now, in a voice that chat decided. So, Kaylin, which of those suggestions jumped out to you?
I see one for Scully and Mulder right now.
Yeah, sorry. I guess I didn't know what that was.
Oh, yeah.
You teach me maybe if you do it.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know.
Without saying anything else, we're going to tell Kaylin the entire plot of the show that those two characters are from.
Yeah.
By shouting out our Patreon supporters. Are you ready?
Okay, I'm trying to get their voices in my head.
Doom 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 doom.
Doom 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 doom. Go. You start.
Do 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 do. Hello, Agent Tall BM. We are assigning you to the FBI to investigate Benjamin Lowe. You'll be joined by Miranda Hollinger, and we're calling these the Michael Long files.
Yeah, but but you're telling me that Selena B, Universe Rex, and Varun and Moldivort were somehow involved in this alien conspiracy? I mean, how could that be possible?
Scully, you can't continue to be so cynical, considering Philip Dyson and Kathleen Schlegel were there last week when you were through the forests in Ducati, Oregon, encountering a wild Brandon Pace.
It's true, okay? Listen, my last partner, Monroe Maxwell, was just he was like a Jeremy Schwartz type. You know what I'm saying? Like sort of a Chris Sims meets Tuduplet, kind of with a dash of Dan Wally. And he wasn't as crazy and out there as you, Mulder.
You both shouldn't have come to this town. You couple pair of Jeremy O'Briens over here. Well, we don't take kindly to your bar railing type of talking over here. So why don't you just grab your scribbles and flapjacks and get the hell out of our small town, huh?
8-bit D. In your face. That's my spell that I'm casting on you.
The spell? It's a very different show.
Listen, Greg Wickstrom, it turns out that the entire time that I'm the alien. That's right, Mulder. I've been the alien this entire time, okay? Not Mark Tucker, not Hannah Lehman, okay? Not Vaden, and not Korzig. Your own partner.
Skull Eats Me. The show's produced and edited by Anand Shah. The show's technical director and sound designer is Anand Shah. The show's executive producers are Sandeep, Parikh, and Anand Shah. The music is by Harshal Sisodia, Jasper Singh, and Malik Zaveri. This show has been edited by Lauren Balin. This has been an EffinFunny production.
That was perfect.
Thank you. On behalf of our co-host Sandeep Parikh, I have been your host Omar Najam. May your chakras be aligned and smothered in chutney.